What's going on, bro? Today, in this free training video, I'm going to explain to you the exact 4-step framework that you need to go from looking like this, love handles, depressed, anxious, struggling with women, hungover weekends, late night porn, chasing women who don't want you, and hating what you see in the mirror, to this: women in abundance, confident, magnetic, and a disciplined man living at his true potential. That is the ascended man. Now you might ask, well, Brian, how do I know this will work for me? Full transparency, this framework isn't going to work for everyone. Okay. So before you waste your time, this training isn't for you if you're okay staying average and playing life on hard mode like you've been doing. If you are not ready to make a change with your habits and take the action necessary, if you don't mind not having any intimate relationships with beautiful women, if you're happy seeing people online crushing it while you stay where you are, stuck still, okay? But this training is for you if you're ready to take control of your life and make a change once and for all. Getting rid of the victim mindset, shedding excuses that you've used over and over again, year after year, saying you would make a change. If you're prepared to put in the work diligently, day after day, brick by brick, to change your habits, if you want complete confidence in your ability to talk to and have relationships with beautiful women, and if you're ready to become the man you know that you are meant to be. If that's you, then brother, you're in the right place, okay? Now, in this video, I'm going to do 3 things here. I'm going to break down the exact step-by-step system that I have built, my life's work, so you can finally give up your bad habits and become the man you desire, to become the ascended man, right? I'm going to show you the 4 pillars that you need to build real confidence in yourself and when approaching women. And I'm also going to offer you a new perspective on just how simple it is to actually take full control of your life and make a change that lasts. Okay. Now, I will say, look, if you can't sit through a long form educational video, then this isn't going to be for you. This is unedited, it's educational, and it's just pure value. So if you can't sit through that without getting distracted, then you might as well turn it off now. So put your phone on D&D. I want you to get your notes up and lock in, bro. This video will change your life if you just focus, if you listen, and most importantly, take action, okay? Now, who am I? My name's Brian. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Growing up, I was always the nice guy, picked last for sports, struggled with a learning disability all through school, through middle school, high school, even in college. I barely graduated high school with a 2.4 GPA. And right here, this is actually my younger sister. This was before I went into the Marine Corps, a few months before I actually went in. And this was me working at Chuck E. Cheese's. It was one of my high school jobs. So after 4 years of college, I still felt lost and insecure, especially around women. I'd pour everything into relationships only to get ghosted, left, or cheated on time after time. And like I said, in high school, I was working at Chuck E. Cheese's and I had a bunch of female friends, but always got friend zoned without fail. I was really hungry for a role model and desperate to toughen up. So I joined the Marine Corps straight out of high school when I was 19 years old. And my parents got divorced when I was in high school. When I was about 15 years old, I didn't really feel like I had the masculine guidance that I needed. I didn't feel like I had the leadership that I needed, the role model that I needed to guide me and teach me how to be a man. So I took it upon myself. I saw the deficiencies that I had, that I was lacking. And so I went in the Marine Corps. And this is actually just me and one of my military buddies at one of the balls that we had, the Marine Corps ball, right after we got back from Afghanistan. And this was me, first time I had a 6-pack in my life. Actually, I was smiling because the guy that took the picture, like, I hadn't seen my abs because we didn't have mirrors. I was in Afghanistan when I was 20 years old, had my first 21st birthday over there, and I busted my butt for 6 months, crushing my abs every day, foot patrols. I was in combat. We were standing on post, driving vehicles, and still hitting the gym pretty much every single day without fail, doing cardio. I knew going over to Afghanistan that I wasn't going to be able to get jacked. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm at least going to get shredded because I never had a decent physique before. Never had a good physique. I was always just looking pretty average. And then I finally said, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going to get a six pack. I think it was Zac Efron and Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man at the time that inspired me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I did. And sure enough, this is me with some locals in Afghanistan here. I had a grenade launcher. Boot camp and deployments, they taught me discipline, it taught me leadership, taught me grit and brotherhood in a way nothing else could. I've hiked 30 plus miles over a couple days with 60 plus gears on my back, food deprived, sleep deprived, mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted, and stronger for it. Some guys here. This was in Afghanistan as well. Being pushed to my limit showed me what I was capable of. But even after the Marines, I still hadn't fixed my inner wounds. My girlfriend actually cheated on me while I was on deployment, and I returned hardened but broken and lost and bitter. And I didn't really have a clear path forward. So I ended up getting lost again. And when I left the military, I found myself in the same downward spiral. And I got cheated on again and then again. And each heartbreak sent me into a haze of hookups and numbing nights of partying nonstop. Substances, distractions, just to try to cover up the pain I was feeling because I was so miserable. And maybe you resonate with that. Maybe you feel that. You turn to numbing yourself with substances because you can't face who you really are. I was working a job I hated, making almost no money. I had to move in with my little sister and 3 roommates in a rundown apartment just to stay afloat. And by 27, I was hooked on porn every day, eating fast food every night in a security car, and so out of shape that I avoided mirrors. The confidence and masculine presence I had searched for felt completely out of reach. So it was the end of 2018. I was completely broke. I had racked up about $12,000 of credit card debt, had to borrow $150 from my sister, and I was living in this crappy apartment, starting over. And it was in March of 2019. That was a turning point for me. I caught a glimpse of myself and I was absolutely disgusted, bro, in the mirror. I snapped a picture and swore never to go back. I committed to getting up at 5 a.m. every single day without fail and took one of the biggest risks of my life. I invested more money than I had on a mentor. I had almost maxed out my credit card. I had $2,000 left on one of them, and I invested in a fitness coach at the time. And I was scared when I did it. I was scared because I thought, well, what if this doesn't work? But I trusted the process and I trusted myself. And I was tired of staying stuck in the same old patterns. And I knew that if I didn't make a change, that I was going to stay stuck for the next 5 years or more. This is actually our crappy apartment we lived in. I was so disgusted when I saw myself in the mirror. I just wanted to get rid of these love handles so bad. And I actually had this tattoo here on my side. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. So with the coach that I had, we got to work and I was learning so much. It's so valuable to invest in a mentor because it's all of their lessons compiled in a way that you can execute in a shorter amount of time to get results. Okay. And it was 2 years. I focused on fitness, mindset, personal development. I was reading a ton of books. I was listening to audiobooks, YouTube. I was basically monk mode for about 2 years. And of course, along the way, I lost friends who didn't support me, didn't understand me, because that's what happens when you start to level up. When you want more for yourself, there's a lot of people that won't be able to come with you. A lot of those old friends aren't going to understand, and that's okay. They don't have to understand. There's a saying that some people are a blessing, some people are a lesson, some people are both. And every relationship has an expiration date in our life. Some people are only meant to be in our life for a season. But yeah, I lost tons of people. Spent a lot of time alone, just working out, getting up early, working out twice a day, studying, working on becoming a certified personal trainer, working my job at Best Buy, working my security job at Live Nation, and trying to finish college too. Between this picture here and this one right here, this is about 6 months. It's about 6 months right here. I was just a photographer, did some photo shoots downtown, and the results came. Of course. Why? Because I was putting in the work. Just like when you take action and show up consistently, you will see the results, but it takes time. I got shredded. I doubled my income by becoming a certified personal trainer and coach. I finished my bachelor's degree and landed my first real corporate sales job. This is me here, graduating from the university and my high-rise apartment in downtown Atlanta. I was so proud of myself. I was able to move into a high-rise apartment downtown, and I started mentoring men who felt just like I once did. And here's some guys here. Got the new whip. And I think I look fancy in my suit. And I'm proud of who I've become now. Looking back on it, I mean, this was 6-7 years ago now. It gives me chills to think about. I'm proud of who I've become because I know who I am and what I want in life. My relationships with women are authentic, they're genuine, they're fulfilling instead of fueled by insecurity. I'm making good money now. I'm living a great life. I'm building for my future, and I'm living in alignment with my purpose. It's all the hardships, the bullying, the heartbreaks, the addictions that I struggled with. Because I struggle with all kinds of addictions, substance abuse, trying to numb myself with the pain because I hated my life. I hated who I was. All the nights of self-doubt where forging the fire that built my armor. Because it's all through the hardships and the pain and the struggle, right? Where you forge your armor. It's like building mental calluses, as David Goggins says. Mental calluses, callous your mind. This was me in combat over here. And that's why I created the Ascended Man. It's to help guys like you overcome the very challenges I did. Because it's hard out here. And there's lots of bad information out here, like red pill space, and then there's being too soft, being too agreeable. So many guys are being led astray, including myself, because I've fallen astray before. Went down the red pill community, and there's a lot of bad advice, and it completely ruins your relationships with women. Lots of missed opportunities. Just a bunch of BS, a bunch of hurt guys. Now, why you failed previously? For starters, everything you've been told is a lie, okay? Understand that. Confidence doesn't just come naturally to some guys. It is earned. It is built. You don't need to be rich to attract and earn the respect of women. Status is not about money. It's not about the things, the materialistic stuff. It comes from self-mastery, inner confidence, and a higher purpose. Confidence, true confidence, is an intrinsic state. It's an internal state. Internal confidence is what makes the man. It's not fake confidence like you see today, leading with your cars and your watches, your Instagram followers, leading with your designer brands and all this kind of stuff. The third thing here, the third lie, is thinking that you have time or you will make the change when you feel ready is BS, okay? The longer that you wait to make a change, the deeper the hole gets, okay? Think about like with your finances, when you get into debt, you start accruing interest, right? The more debt that you get into, you keep digging yourself a hole and it's bigger and bigger. It's the same thing with your body and your physique. It's the same thing with all the other habits that you have. When you're watching porn and you're just doom scrolling and you're, frivolously spending money and you're wasting time and you're eating like crap and you're not working out, it's a snowball effect and it compounds, right? Well, it can work in the inverse too and have positive momentum, right? Now, porn and video games are draining your drive and killing your masculine edge. It is not okay. And if you ever want real relationships with real women, you need to stop settling for fantasy over reality. Stop settling for the pixels. You have to get rid of that stuff. Number 5 is if you tell yourself, I've already messed up too much, it's too late for me. Let me tell you this, okay? That is a lie you tell yourself to avoid facing the mirror. Now, the good news is you're only one decision away from rewriting your story, brother. Now, let me introduce you to the 4-step Ascended Man protocol. All right, number 1 is the wake-up call. Your habits, addictions, and excuses have made you weak. It is what it is. They're crippling you. The system wants you weak. Now, the wake-up call is a step where you rip off the blindfold and see yourself for who you've really become and decide that you're done living like that. It's like when I looked at myself in the mirror and I was disgusted, because you have to be disgusted in order to genuinely make a lasting change. You have to be fed up with where you are to make any kind of change. You have to be over it. If you're not, there's not enough pain there. But you have to fully expose yourself and take full accountability, extreme ownership of where you are in your life. Everything is your fault. And you have to realize that. The second step here is the detox. And now this is going to be cutting out all the poison, the vices, the vaping, the porn, the, toxic friends, numbing yourself over anything. You cleanse your mind, body, and spirit so you can rebuild from a clean slate. Because let me tell you, when I was struggling with so many different vices and addictions and substance abuse, I was clouding my judgment. I was blocking my spirit. I wasn't able to hear my intuition. I wasn't able to have clarity of mind. I wasn't able to have clarity of heart. Because always partying, always numbing yourself, how can you ever get the clarity? So that's why you have to detox yourself, one step at a time. Number 3 is the rebuild. This is where the new man is forged. Discipline, fitness, confidence, and masculine edge. Brick by brick, you build yourself into someone you respect and others look up to. Now, I look at this like when I was in the Marine Corps. When I went in when I was 19, we went to boot camp. They completely detoxed us, beat us down, broke us down to nothing, and then slowly rebuilt us back up, and we had to earn it. Similar thing here. Now, the 4th step here is the purpose protocol. Okay, now, without purpose, men rot. This step gives you clarity, direction, and fire, which is what you need in life to thrive. You'll know who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. And you'll live with intention every single day, where you view time as such a valuable asset, because it is. It's the most valuable asset we have. It's a depreciating asset that we can't get back. And so many guys aren't happy today. They say, I'm not really happy. I'm depressed. I'm not happy. There's a lot of reasons why. All this other stuff, we have to detox. But having a vision, having a purpose, having a mission, it's always the guys that are most depressed that they don't have purpose. They lack direction. They lack intentionality in their day. But if you have that, that's what every man needs to feel fulfilled. It's not women that are going to bring it. It's not the cars. It's not the stuff, the money. No, it's having purpose. I mean, when I started to discover my purpose, I was driving a old beat up Honda Accord, 2012 Honda Accord with about 300,000 miles on it. And I was ripped. I had women. I had confidence. It didn't matter because it was from an internal state, because I set goals and I crushed those goals. Now, let's get into it. The wake-up call, okay? You don't feel lost because life is hard. You feel lost because you've been living like a zombie. You've been drifting through life, waking up late, snoozing alarms, drowning in porn, junk food, vapes, video games, distractions, chasing women who don't even respect you, numbing yourself with alcohol, video games, Netflix, doom scrolling, and pretending tomorrow I'll fix it. But you just keep ignoring your intuition and you procrastinate and keep putting things off and just not taking action. But you feel worse as the days go on. It feels comfortable in the moment, but as the days go on, you feel worse and worse because you know you should be doing something different. You know you should be making a change. Now, I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad. I'm telling you this in hopes that you finally just take the blindfold off, bro, once and for all. And the harsh truth is, every day that you live like this is another day you're digging your own grave. And if nothing changes 5 years from now, you'll wake up the exact same man doing the same things, just weaker, older, and more pissed off for yourself for wasting your potential. And if you think about it like this, they say the average man lives till he's about 75. So if you're around 35, you're already middle age. It's not in your 40s and 50s. You don't have any time, bro. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab a pen and paper or somewhere to take notes, anywhere. It could be on your phone. It doesn't matter. And I want you to write down an average day in your life. From the moment you wake up to when you go to sleep, every single habit, good and bad. Be completely transparent with this, okay? Because if you're not, the only person you're lying to is yourself at the end of the day. Now, I want you to put a cross next to every bad habit and a tick next to every good habit, okay? Now, a good habit is something that gets you closer to the man you want to be. It's one step closer to your goals. Waking up to the first alarm, right? Training in the gym, eating clean, etc. Now, a bad habit is something that takes you further into the hole of mediocrity, and that is snoozing your alarm, watching porn, playing video games when you know that you shouldn't. It's hitting snooze on your alarm 2 or 3 times, doom scrolling social media, eating takeout all the time, all this kind of stuff. Bad habits, right? I want you to pause the video and do this right now. Welcome to your wake-up call, bro. It's brutal. But you now see how unproductive your day is and wonder why you're feeling the way you do. But I'm proud of you, man. I am. Because it takes courage to do what you just did. And most people aren't willing to do that. But you did, and I'm proud of you for at least taking that step. Because it's just going to be one step at a time, one brick at a time. Now, let's see how we can fix it. Okay, the detox. Now you can see how unoptimized your life is with the amount of bad habits that you have, probably just looking at it, right? All these bad habits are keeping you living in mediocrity, keeping you weak. We enter the detox phase, okay? This is where I see most guys go wrong. Now, you see the bad habits and what you do. You cut them all at once? No, absolutely not. We are not cutting the bad habits all at once. If you guys have ever read Atomic Habits, I highly recommend it. James Clear wrote the book, Atomic Habits, tiny habits, small micro changes, little by little, brick by brick. We're not trying to change a whole bunch of things at once, because then what happens if you do that? You're going to set the bar too high and you're going to get discouraged and you're going to quit because you're trying to put too much on your plate at once. So little by little. Habit substitution. Number 1. Habit substitution over elimination. Okay, so we're going to find a better alternative, a replacement for it. So trying to delete bad habits cold turkey, it rarely works. So instead, I want you to replace them, okay? that's going to be swap cravings with healthier, more meaningful actions. For example, you want to watch porn, do some push-ups. You want to doom scroll, go for a walk, cold shower, star jumps, something like that, okay? The idea is to shake off the urge before it grows to irresistible, right? You start scrolling on Instagram, you start seeing some Instagram thoughts, which you guys need to be unfollowing these girls anyway, but you starts getting horny, then you decide to go flip open a tab on your phone, put your phone down, go for a walk. The second thing is you want to make good habits easy and bad ones hard, okay? Small barriers make a huge difference. Make the toxic habits inconvenient for you and make constructive ones irresistibly simple. So, example would be removing apps off your phone or stash your vape somewhere where you're not going to have easy access to it. Make it hard to get to. Leave a book by your bed or lay out gym clothes the night before. I always have a book sitting on my coffee table that I read in the morning, whatever book I'm reading. Every single night, even still, 7 years later, I lay my gym clothes out the night before, my shoes, my socks, everything is ready to go. I have my entire workouts for the week, every single day, exactly what I'm going to be doing at the gym, what gym I'm training at, what muscle groups for how long. It's detailed, organized, systems. You have to set yourself up for success. Bro, I don't buy junk and keep it at my place because I know that it's harder for me to access. And if it's easier to access, and I'll be more tempted to have it. Like, that's why I don't buy a case of Oreos and keep them around, because they'll probably be gone in 2 days. You just have to remove the distractions, okay? Now I've got to the point where I can have some of this stuff around and have self-control and have discipline and moderation. Now, how do we use this system right now? I want you to pick one bad habit from your audit that you did, and I want you to replace it with a tiny positive habit. So push-ups instead of scrolling, okay? Make it easy to do and hard to avoid, all right? So go ahead and delete the app from your phone for 7 days. I always tell you guys, look at your screen time and see where your screen time is, cut it in half by 50%, and whatever app, social media app that you spend the most time on, delete it from your phone for a week, okay? And then claim that new identity. I am a man who uses my time wisely. I don't watch porn. I don't engage in things that are wasting and sucking the life out of me. And then I want you to track the change and celebrate those small wins. Step 3 is the rebuild. Now that you've cut out the junk and you have detoxed yourself and you have the clarity, it's time to rebuild now, not just your habits, but your body, discipline, and self-respect. So here's how you start. I want you to pick a simple training plan and stick to it. Don't overthink it. You could do a 3-day split. You could do a 4-day split. But look, 3 sessions a week. If you're not working out right now, you can do full body or you can do push, pull, legs. Keep it easy. Just show up, move weight, sweat, pay your dues, and fucking get out, okay? Track your progress. Progressive overload equals progress in life. It's cool, right? Add 1 to 2 reps or a little weight every week. Push yourself a little bit more. And it's essential not only to build muscle, but to build confidence. And you're building calluses in your mind. You're strengthening your mind throughout the process. Number 3, I want you to build physical anchors, okay? So training hard rewires how you carry yourself, the way you walk, the way you stand, the way you talk, the way women notice you, the way men notice you. It all changes once your body reflects discipline. Look, the better in shape you are, the more money you're going to make, the more respect you're going to get from men and from women. Your life is going to be more abundant overall. Health is wealth. It is always the foundation. Now, I have a 3-day training plan for you here. I am not going to read line by line exactly what it is, but I will just explain to you high level what I've done here. So we have 3 days. We have a push, pull, and legs and core day, okay? There's only about 5 exercises per day. We have compound movements at the start, and then we have some accessory work, but really just the basics. This should not take you that long. You can pause the video and take a picture of this right now, or you can write it down, whatever you want. But start ASAP. Not next week, not next month. Start. Don't keep pushing it back. You keep telling yourself, I'll start in a new week. No, start right now. When's the best time to start? Is now. Not the first of the month, not after the new year, not next week. Like, start right now. Take action. Step 4, the purpose protocol. Right now, you're drifting. We have identified that you're drifting. You know that you're drifting. No mission, no direction, no fire in your chest. That's why the gym feels empty. The weekends blur together for you, and you end up numbing out with games, porn, or scrolling. A man without purpose is a man without power. Again, it's not in anything else that's going to make you have true fulfillment except having a purpose and having a mission in life. That's it. And it's a process. But I can tell you right now, if you don't decide what you're here to do in this life, the world will decide for you. And you'll just continue to waste years and years of your life, the best years, building someone else's dream. And even if you have a 9-to-5 job, what are you doing in the hours outside of that? Before work, after work? I know when I've started my YouTube and started a business, I've had to work outside of those hours because it's necessary. You should always be the author of your own story in life. You only get one life, man. Don't let anyone else hold the pen to your story. And life is so short. It goes by just like that. Don't waste another moment living far below your potential. Okay. How do you start finding your purpose today? Well, audit your energy. I want you to write down 3 things that make you lose track of time. What you do, even if no one paid you. If you could do it for free, but you love it. What is that? Find your fire. Number 2, I want you to write down the 3 things that piss you off most about the world and what you'd change if you could. Okay. Number 3 is look for the overlap. It's where the overlap is where what excites you meets what angers you. That's where your mission is born. So for me, I wanted to start The Ascended Man because I saw so many guys being led astray. There were so many guys that were falling into the red pill community, so many guys that were not able to attract beautiful women, blue pilled guys. And I wanted to be the mentor that I never had. And I look at my life experience and what I've been through, and now that's how I'm giving back. And honestly, it doesn't even feel like work. It feels fun. I genuinely love doing this. And it's going to take time to figure it out, but this is a good place to start for you. You find a problem, and then you find what excites you, and you make it happen. So, daily mission reps. For the next 7 days, I want you to spend 30 minutes a day moving the needle toward that overlap. It doesn't have to be perfect, just consistent. Consistency is king here. And purpose isn't found in thinking, it's built in action. Yes, reflection's good. It's good to be introspective, but take action. It's the only thing that really counts at the end of the day that's actually going to move the needle. Now, if you're thinking, Brian, look, this sounds great, but I've tried similar stuff before and failed. I understand you and I hear you, bro. Okay, look, a lot of guys think that they have to do this alone, but you don't. I'm telling you right now, I have built a community of ascended men who are on the exact same path as you. And I've been there myself. And if you've made it this far in the training, you've been taking notes and you're excited to change, but just know you won't be able to do it alone. I am here from you, brother. I'm here from you. Look, I've been in your exact shoes. Keep making excuses, struggling with all these vices, feeling stuck, feeling miserable, feeling like I wasn't ever going to meet the right woman, feeling like I was just going to be like this for the rest of my life. Wondering if I would actually ever even get close to my potential. And then I invested in a coach. I was scared. My last $2,000 that I had maxing out my credit card in that fitness coach. And that was scary. But I trusted that. What else? What other option do I have? So if you're scared right now, stop making excuses. You've made it this far. Take action today. But look, like I said, if you're not serious and if you're not genuinely willing to put in the work and kill your old self, you have to kill a version of you and evolve into a new self. If you're not willing to do that and do the work that's necessary, then this isn't for you. But if your intuition is telling you, I need to do that, listen to it. Book a call. See you soon.